Hello, everyone. We are drawing closer to the release of the new Star Wars film. We are about a month away, and I wanted to commemorate that by sharing my analysis of the Star Wars Episode 7 The Force Awakens playing cards that I bought. These are obviously titled Resistance versus First Order. Of course, Resistance being the good guys now, and the First Order being the bad guys. And this is a full playing set. That is the front of the pack, and this will be the back of the pack. And it says, this deck of Star Wars The Force Awakens playing cards features the heroes who fight on behalf of the Resistance and the villains of the First Order who want to stop them. So that's the back of the box. And here we have the side, an image of Kylo Ren. Now, I tried to keep these cards in order, the way that they just came out of the pack, see if maybe there's something to the order of them. I haven't noticed anything, maybe you will. All of them have this back image. It's a very common image. I've seen that it's already been turned into a poster. And the three pivotal characters, I guess, are not there. There's no Han Solo, no Leia, or Commander Leia. And no Luke Skywalker in whatever form he might be. The only pre-characters that you see are Chewbacca and C-3PO and R2-D2. So this is the first card. It is a Joker. For some reason, it shows a TIE fighter. Okay, and now my only thing about this card is I know in space there's no up and down, but the image of this TIE fighter appears to be upside down. If you look, from what I know is that they enter the cockpit from the top, and the opening of the cockpit is on the bottom of this card. And I really don't see the reason why a TIE fighter would be a Joker. I think in any Star Wars card playing card deck, the Joker should always be Jar Jar Binks, whether he's in the movie or not. It doesn't matter if it's a deck for Return of the Jedi, Jar Jar should be the Joker. The second card, just very simple. It's just an image of Kylo Ren, and it says the First Order. The interesting thing that it does say is that obviously they're focused on ruling the galaxy. And that is the Ace of Spades, sorry. The Two of Spades, very simple, just another image of Kylo Ren. And that's about it. This image comes up a lot in the deck as an actual photo. And obviously it's a new version of a Stormtrooper. Alrighty, so we'll see that one quite a bit. This is, I guess, like if, who's that famous artist, Andy Warhol? Like if he did it, I guess. Here's another simple image. Just what I'm calling a Chrome Trooper. And I'll get back to that. Here's another similar image with just a regular Stormtrooper and that same Stormtrooper that was running toward the screen earlier. He's in there. So this guy, I'm hoping he comes out running at the screen at some point in the movie, because he comes out quite a bit on these cards. This one is very interesting. I haven't heard anything of it myself, but I call him the Flame Trooper. He's obviously holding a flamethrower. And this image also comes out quite a bit in this deck of cards. And in some cases it's altered where he's angled a little bit different. And you can actually tell by looking at the position of his hands and the weapon that it's not just that the image was like slightly slanted or something. It is actually him like just posed differently a little bit. One interesting thing that I noticed is that even though this weapon is obviously a flamethrower, He has a canister on the back, obviously. It resembles a lot the pulse rifle from Aliens, the one commonly used by Corporal Dwayne Hicks, by the character Dwayne Hicks, who was played by Michael Biehn, who I've actually had the privilege of meeting myself. Next card, just Kylo Ren and some stormtroopers in the back. I really don't think that that is an actual scene in the movie itself. I think they just kind of photoshopped it, I guess. And then there's this one. And no, this is not from Return of the Jedi, the Battle of Endor, or anything like that. This is actually from Episode 7, but it looks very similar to the Endor setting on Episode 6. So here's the Flame Trooper again, with a slightly different pose. And he's obviously firing the weapon this time. And here he is again. Next card, slightly different pose as well. Here comes the stormtrooper running towards the screen again with a different background. Alrighty, and this guy, he's the one that I'm calling the Chrome Trooper, and I'll get to that in a little bit when I show off another card. Believe me, some of these cards, they do show some stuff that's going to be a little bit revealing, not too much, something that you might have not known about. Nothing groundbreaking as far as, plot-wise in the movie, but some ideas. I believe this was originally like Kylo Ren concept art, something like that, so I'm sure that that's an image that everyone is familiar with. So here comes an interesting card. We have this one, no image, but just look at what it says. Resistance, Red Squad, X-Wing Starfighters. So I haven't heard it referred to as Red Squad. Not in the new movie. This is another kind of like a drawn image. What it seems like it's actually drawn over an image from the film. Just like the stormtrooper that I kept saying that he's running toward the screen, that light blue card. Okay. That was obviously Poe Dameron, if I'm pronouncing it right. And here we have kind of the same style with Finn. Okay. Here we have a different type of image with kind of like an overlay of Rey and I guess what would be her speeder bike or vehicle. Now this next card was revealing to me, but then when I analyzed the most recent trailer, I was able to see that it's not really that much of a big revelation. But when Rey and Finn are running toward the screen and there's like some explosions, I was kind of wondering why that was happening. And this card clearly shows, of course, that they're getting shot at by TIE fighters. But on one of the trailers, you can kind of see the TIE fighters fly over them. But it's still an interesting image because that one structure in the background, I've seen it quite a bit on set photos and things like that. So obviously they're leaving that area, whatever it might be. They're leaving that structure and somehow the TIE fighters know that they're there. Now, this is probably the most interesting card in the deck. Although the image of it was released on a trading card set, but it was on the very, very slight corner. And a lot of people made a lot of hoopla about this, saying that Han Solo is going to die in this film because of this image. Now, here it obviously takes up the whole card. So what we see is on the left, we see what looks like a very sad and distraught Chewbacca. And on the right, we see Rey just basically going through the same type of emotions. And they're obviously flying the Millennium Falcon. No doubt about that. So a lot of people are thinking, what happened to Han Solo? What's going on here? Why are now Chewbacca and Rey flying the Millennium Falcon? I honestly don't think it's that. I mean, because it could be just so many things. I think I read that some people think that maybe Han Solo is firing one of the cannons or something. Why would he be doing that? But I just think it's something else, bad news, or I think it might be, now that I look at it, that they just found out that the uh, the First Order used that galactic weapon that they have in this film. So that might be it. Maybe a planet got destroyed. Here's an image of I kind of spoke about earlier, where Finn and Rey are just running. All right, so this next image of Finn is kind of interesting. You might not notice it at first. And this is a common situation that happens in movies and even with the Star Wars films. Now, I don't think any of you have noticed at first glance, but this image is reversed. This is a reversed image for some reason. That silver apparatus or whatever it is on his jacket on the left, it's always on the right. At least on every other card where Finn appears in this deck, that thing is on the right. And if you see on this particular card, on the right of the screen, his shoulder, it's all red, and that redness, it always appears on the other side as well. You'll see what I mean. I'll try to point it out later. Here's an image of Chewbacca, of course. He's still around. He shouldn't be, but you all know what I mean. He's there. Image of Rey and B-88 ball droid. Now this next card, I just got to get right into it. This is very, very interesting. I don't know if it's something going on in the movie itself, or it's just the picture taken at the right time, wrong time, whatever it might be. But this is very interesting. I'm pretty sure anybody watching this video will find this very interesting. Okay, so this is Poe with his helmet on. Poe Dameron, I believe, if I'm pronouncing it right. Okay, so he's obviously piloting the X-Wing. Most importantly, look at his eyes. His eyes are clearly closed. Now, at this time, of course, I don't know if the actor was blinking when they took this image, but it kind of seems like he's focused, almost like he's channeling the Force, the same way that Luke did when he blew up the first Death Star, when he channeled Obi-Wan and Obi-Wan told them, use the Force. It looks like the same thing. So who knows? Please comment on that. I'll move a little bit faster on these. Let's see. So an image of Rey. Image of Finn. Kilo, whatever he might be. Chrome Trooper. Stormtroopers. Now here's another stormtrooper with a different type of gun or rifle that I have not seen on any of the other images. The strange thing is just like I pointed out that the flame trooper has his rifle or his weapon looks just like the one from Aliens. This one looks like the other rifle from Aliens, the longer one. I've never known the name of that one, but it's the one that Vasquez and Drake use. It looks more like that one. So personally, I think that two of the weapons in this movie resemble the weapons from Aliens quite a bit. Of course, I think it's just all coincidence, but... Okay, we've seen enough of this guy. He's running again toward the screen. Haha, in 3D. Kilo, and some stormtroopers. Now this looks like a composite reverse image of the Chrome Trooper next to the Flame Trooper. An image of a Stormtrooper disintegrating. He's obviously not disintegrating, it's just the style of the piece, but looks like he's phasing apart or something. Kylo. Flame Trooper, where you can actually see the flame being shot out. Chrome Trooper. Now, I don't know what this is, but he definitely looks like a snow trooper. I'm not saying he's from the snow. Well, actually, a lot of this movie looks like it takes place in the snow. So, who knows? This one is pretty interesting. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be an 8, but if it is, then it clearly says Elite 8 Squad, TIE Fighters. I definitely think that there's more than 8 TIE Fighters in the film. And on the bottom, very lightly, you can barely see it, it says Crush the Resistance. TIE Fighters, Crush the Resistance. And it looks like Elite 8. I don't know, that's supposed to be like an image of a TIE Fighter almost, if you turn it sideways like that. And it looks like also backwards 711. Poe. Rey. Looks like a Tusken Raider now that I think about it. Finn. Probably meeting Rey for the first time, trying to figure out if they're going to be friends or not. Chewbacca. Rey again on the speeder. Now this one I have to comment on a little bit more than the card. We have B-88, the ball droid. To me, that's honestly a very dumb concept. If you think of it movie-wise and reality-wise, this thing would be so damaged from rolling and bouncing around on all kinds of terrain. I don't see no benefit in having a droid, in real life or in the film, with that type of structure, I guess. But I guess if they want to appeal to everybody, they got to have something cute in there. Ewoks. And here, this is very interesting. This is obviously the shot where they're running away from the TIE Fighters, and now Finn is ahead of Rey. Like, he totally left her behind. The droids. Obviously, C-3PO and R2-D2 meeting their replacement. Poe Dameron. Chewbacca. Here's Rey. B-88. Actually, I'm just noticing something. This whole time I thought he was B-88. He's actually BB-8. This is also kind of dumb. I mean, the letters, the 2 letters and the number look like him. It just, I don't know. He's in the shape of a B and an 8. I mean, I don't know. It just doesn't seem right. R2-D2 is not in the shape of a R, a D, and a 2. Not that he should be, but just, I don't know. Lack of imagination, I think. Just take the top of R2-D2 and put on a soccer ball. And these are the last 2 cards. Another Joker, an X-Wing. And I disagree with that because there's no joke about an X-Wing, and there's definitely no joke about this beautiful vehicle, this interstellar ship that has been on so many adventures. There's no joke about that, so I don't know why they would put it on a Joker card. I've never seen a deck of cards with 3 Jokers in it. But once again, it should have been 3 Jar Jars. Having that stupid look with his thumb sticking out and his tongue sticking out on the side. Anyways, so that's my analysis of the Star Wars playing cards, the Resistance versus the First Order. And in case you haven't noticed, this is my first video. You can honestly stop watching here, but I'll explain a little bit about myself real quick. So this is my first video, and hopefully you'll be seeing more of me, if you like me, that is. I obviously love movies, I love comics, I love video games. And so I like to talk about a lot of stuff. So hopefully I'll be able to share some of my ideas through videos in the future. And thank you so much for watching. Once again, this is my first video, and I hope you liked it.